Kate O'Neill joins us now from Chicago. She's a professor of global environmental governance at the University of California at Berkeley. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me on.
Well, Professor, it seems we've seen photos and videos for years of plastics littering beaches, around and inside of marine animals. Has this problem gotten any better at all, and what are the challenges that remain?
You know, the problem, unfortunately, has not gotten a whole lot better over the last few years, but we're hoping that we'll start seeing some improvements as more countries like ban plastic bags and other plastics from entering the ocean. Right now, we're feeling hopeful that with global action towards the plastics treaty and other kinds of domestic policies that we will actually make an improvement. We're still waiting to see something happening.
Now, are you optimistic about this gathering in Paris? We know that many countries in recent years have taken steps to try to reduce plastics, especially those single-use plastics in parts of Asia, and turning to more paper and reusable straws. What more can governments and jurisdictions do? And is the political will there?
Right. Well, I'm really optimistic about these talks in Paris. I've been studying international treaties for 25 years now, and I haven't seen this much excitement since the Paris Agreement. Now, I don't think it's going to be as big as that, but I feel like there's a lot of momentum right now. There's a lot of people working in activist organizations and community groups to really make a difference with this problem that everybody recognizes as serious and something that must be done. Now, the question is what? I mean, there are a number of ways in which we can tackle this. One is to stop single-use consumer plastics, and that's going to be a big deal. That's the plastic bags, the straws, etc. Finding recyclable materials, finding compostable materials. It's a challenge. We're not there yet, but we're hoping to get there. Another angle is to just find good recycling, good disposal practices for what we have, and that's also proving to be something of a challenge.
China does have plans to mandate garbage sorting in all cities. I believe Shanghai's been doing this already. What do you make of China's handling of plastic pollution?
Yeah, well, China, I think, is probably facing some of the greatest problems with plastic pollution in the world. As far as I know, it's one of the largest producers of plastic waste right now. And I think it's been challenging to find something really to do with it. Now, I think for a long time, China was taking plastic waste from overseas to recycle and reuse in industrial processes. It stopped that a few years ago, and I think now trying to swap in domestic plastic waste for this imported waste. But it's still going to have to figure out things like sorting waste, as you mentioned, also cleaning plastics from households so that they can be recycled adequately, and really building those facilities and building those markets for recycled products. Now, China has one big difference from a lot of other countries in terms of disposing of plastic waste, in that it relies a lot on incineration and incineration plants and waste to energy more than countries like the US or in Europe. So it does have that additional option. It's unclear from outsider right now how well that's working.
All right, Professor Kate O'Neill, thank you for joining us from Chicago. We appreciate your insight.
Great. Thanks very much for having me on.